Alright. So now that we're done with the Crystal Tower. Just gonna go completely until we are done with the Realm Reborn entirely. That way, next time I stream this, we should be in the first expansion of the game. Though recent events weigh heavily on our minds, we must need to set them aside for now. We are come to a defining moment in Eorzean history. The grand commemoration of our joint defense of Ishgard, the first time in 15 long years that our people have stood side by side with our neighbors to the north to fight in common cause. This may mark the true rebirth of the Eorzean alliance. Failing that, it should at very least serve to bring our nations close together. We have every reason to raise our voice in celebration, do we not? We have bested Dravanian and Ascian both. Against desperate odds, we have fought and won. But the primals still plague us, and the Empire still plots our subjugation. And our triumphs, remarkable though they are brought at a terrible price. Brave adventurers and allies, broken on the steps of faith, before our eyes, in this very room, our dear friend Moonbrita. This is the victory we have wrought. It is as bitter ashes in my mouth. I would sooner stay here and invite those with more appetite to enjoy the feast in my stead. Alas, it is a royal banquet, and all our allies will be in attendance. It is our duty to present a united front, that we might serve as a beacon of hope to all. It seems I have no choice but to take my own advice. I instruct the others to meet us in Ul'dah, that we might make our grand entrance together. Unfortunately, I had to settle for leaving Tataru and Lahamin a note. If they do not return quickly, we will have to settle for whatever leftovers I can smuggle out of the fragrant chamber. Oh wait, did it not? Hold up. I hope if I actually title this correctly. Off to the Big Soiree lines. Raise a glass for me, eh? Or not. You don't look best pleased, lad. Something on your mind? Why, the Navigator. Wilred's dead? God damn it, they must know if they've been rumbled. I mean, sod it. Past time we had this talk. After our last conversation, I got to thinking where the certain funds were coming from, so I dig around on the quiet like, and sure enough I found it. Seems a fair bit of coin made its way into the Bravers' coffers, courtesy of Dodo Consortium, a daft name for a business if I ever heard one. It's the first gave me an inkling that something weren't right. So I went to the ledger again and found another half-dozen donations from organizations with stupid bloody names. Didn't take long to find a common thread. All were owned by the Mirage Trust. I'll give the bastards credit. They showed us up for the amateurs we are. Short of calling of his own business the bloody bribery consortium, I don't know what else we could have done to mock our rules on financial contributions. The gods only know how many men of the first and third are taking to Legi's coin. But now we know that some of them are. I'd wager my right eye they're the ones that did for Wilfred. The earnest young fool had taken to asking the wrong kind of questions. Bound to attract attention he was. Should have seen it at the time. I didn't, goddamn me. Still, I don't see what Telechi hopes to accomplish. He hid his scheme in all the care of a drunk pisser in the wind. No, he's cleverer than that. And we need to be cleverer too. It's the only way we'll ever repay this debt of blood. We'll purge every one of them traitorous bastards from our ranks. On that you have me word. And Lions, mind yourself when you're in Ul'dah, huh? We're heading into a storm. I can smell it. The kind will sweep a man overboard and drag him under before he knows it. Alright, so now we head over to Ul'dah. We've been waiting for you, Lions. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I had hoped we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momodi just sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. We will go on ahead, Lions. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. Man, maybe I should have just continued streaming, because this is like... Give my regards to Momodi, and let her know that I will call upon her anon. It wasn't even like 2 quests. I could have done this in the last stream. Whatever. It's okay. Real life comes first.
Does it?
Appreciate you dropping in on such short notice, Lions. I know you got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friend with the Crystal Brave by the name of Aelion, aren't you? From Adventure? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came around here for a meal not so long ago, but before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said if the others ended up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. A short message, I grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food, too. Under other circumstances, I've thought those signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to confess her undying love. I always like the minions that can actually just crawl on your shoulder. There's like one that's like a red panda that does it. Cute.
Well, it's creepy.
I mean, yeah, that one's creepy, but they're cute when they do it.
Carbuncle?
I think Carbuncle can. As you stand upon the platform, your thoughts begin to wander. All too soon, the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file by your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon and see no sign of Aelion. Straining your eyes to listen, you hear the clatter of Kukurin and the buzzing of saffreds, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head, only to notice the vial laying at your feet. Lions, is that you? What brings you out this way? Lieutenant Aelion. Why no, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I have passed the spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city in Verons on account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be on the be with the other honored guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. I pray return to Ul'dah, Lions. By chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here.
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall. Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
Alright, so now we go to Momodi. I'd reckon you head straight to the feast after meeting with Aelion. What's the matter? No appetite? So she wasn't there, but this was... Let's see. Looks to me like an alchemist's file, but beyond that I couldn't say. Might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping, though. Edward, no use worrying about Aelion. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long. When she does, you'll soon find out what she was, what this was all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Would you believe that while you were away, another message arrived for you? Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems her grace desires a private audience. Her handmaiden will meet you at the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. What are you waiting for? Go on then, go.
You needn't trouble yourself so.
Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light.
I am.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
With good cause.
A common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time. And failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned.
He will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious.
Okay, so now we just need to go back to the Royal Promenade. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. Require a moment to compose yourself before your audience? You may have it. If you're really ready, it'd be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Upon proceeding with the Sultana's bedchamber, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. So, this is probably going to be a little bit of a stream of cutscenes. Yay! Oh, you could be here for like 30 minutes.
No.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Big Rock Falls, everybody dies.
Big Rock Falls, everyone dies, yes.
Skip. Skip.
Enter.
Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
Pray, come in, and take your ease.
'Tis well that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
Such noble words after the fact.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of her grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands. Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon. You wished a word, Yu Hase?
You may go.
Your Grace.
You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion. I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
Now, why are you telling me this? I have no idea.
Storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet, that which I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Reborn, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
No. I got gods to kill. I don't got time for this petty politics bullshit.
I am truly grateful. more grateful than I can well express. Much of my dread for the coming days has been quieted.
Okay, I don't know how the fuck you would have heard that.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
What is the meaning of this?
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away!
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
Weird that that would be the first bit of news. Like, you would think, like, they'd be like, oh, the Queen's dead would be the more pressing matter that you'd introduce to everyone.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us, now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. And you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, gods damn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity. Bring in the prisoner!
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo, and his suspected accessories to the crime. All members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded Her Grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh, yes. I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
This cannot be. Nanamo. Nanamo. No!
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
Fuck, nerd.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow Syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Reborn!
Seven hells!
Admiral, we must leave.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
I guess I'll turn to shit real quick.
Choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Reborn. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter. Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die!
Ah, they gotta play this music now.
Doubted you, not for a moment. There is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
The fact that he's still going around with a cut-off arm with not bleeding out is pretty damn impressive.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred! Where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share poor Nanamo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed we may safely assume that our foe is thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ulda. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papa Shan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Nanamo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
The rest of you, go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Ida! Papalimo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancred's.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papalimo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last. Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Damn. When did we get that ability?
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
This way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I had hoped.
You two, go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
My friends.
Leave us!
What is the plan, milady? Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
'Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra.
Heidelin, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me. Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness. Tis the only way.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others?
Where the fuck did you get out? You had for fucking sword thrown on your neck.
Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the Crystal Brave's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Well, would you look who it is? Need a ride? I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway. Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard! I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favour. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were! Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. It was only as we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of father's fate. Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation, but in the end, 'twas I who needed saving.
Them soldiers keep searching for a while yet. Reckon we'll take the carriage back towards Ulda and get in the way of the lands. Maybe provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. Alright, let's go. Whew, that was a while. Alright, more so assuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, but he lent us aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Though I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. How goes the Final Fantasy XIV? Great. I love this game. Father spoke often of you, Lions, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is all that I have envisioned it. I mean, this is not at all how I envisioned it. Master Alphanode, you might not have given in despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Lions are free, you may yet still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Torpen, but I... Alphanode, my boy. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hey, it's Sid. Sid, what are you doing here? Pulling you out of the fire as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly. He is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how do you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hid the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monitorists and the Crystal Braves. Kothras. Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it. With me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. I cannot abandon Ulda to the Monitorists and their cronies. You may be certain that we will seek to defame you, both here and in the other city-states, but know that I will do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I do not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and his allies, no matter what the Monitorists claim. Marshal Terrapin, I know not what to say. Now that Father would labor to believe, but enough talk. You must go, Master Alphanode. Your airship awaits. Yeah, I always enjoy playing this game. Especially now that we're going to be getting into one of my favorite expansions. Up, up. There's no rest for the righteous. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Hoshafont. Mayhap he will know what to do. Blessed Alvino told me your tale, Lions. It warms my heart that you should turn to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. It would be best if I explained in full.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The temple knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard, and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The falling snows, or some such. All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Fortom. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions. 'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
The House Phantom Guard. What? Reading, sir, how shall I show you inside? Upon proceeding with the emissary, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. My only question is, does this actually start... Let's see. No, I think this is still... This might still just be... before Heaven's Ward. I'll know when the music changes. Alpha Node. Lions, is it really you? Yeah, it's always nice to see Hashafant. I'm so happy that you're... I tried contacting Philly and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Philomen told me to run, and so I did. I ran and ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached, but I lost my way, and then... Fortunately, I had observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Ah, yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yagiri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Oriange. When he told me what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the Waking Sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long either. Apparently Oriange started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Empire ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, eh? Sorry, where was I? Ah, yes. And so we waited at the Waking Sands hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other signs even as we speak, but we've met with no success as yet. I had hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look, but you should know, the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves await you there. Be it as it may, we have yet cause to hope, do we not? If the two of you escaped, then it is not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believe true, but rest assured that the people of Domus yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts, and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and see the Scions restored to their rightful place of honor.
"'Tis all my doing. I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even the Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. It was all but a means to feed my own vanity. Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alfino.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. And besides, where are we to go?
Alfino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefon. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
God damn, finally. Can't tell you how long I've been doing this for a few months now, and I'm finally out of ARR. When did I start this? Back in October. Fuck. It's been long. I'm aware I can skip credits, but I want to listen to the answers because it's like I find it a good song.
To all of my children, in whom life flows abundant, to all of my children, to whom death hath passed his judgment. The soul yearns for honor, and the flesh the hereafter. Look to those who walked before, to lead those who walk after. Shining is the land's light of justice. Ever flows the land's well of purpose. Walk free, walk free, walk free. Believe the lamb's alive, so believe. Now open your eyes. must live, die, and know.
Alright, I just had to let that play out. It's like almost all the post, I mean, credits music's pretty good. So we can kind of skip on the rest of that.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
I'm still impressed that he fought through all that with just a broken, with a cut off arm like that without bleeding out. Now Bralius is no more. The ARR was not his to invoke. His demise was his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should be rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are of one mind. The northern lands, then. The earth is fertile, and the seeds well sown. By my will, they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. By his will. By his will. I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak, and make thy intent known. I would speak of fate, Archon. Yours, mine, the very fate of the fate of this very star.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. All right. I'm going to decline that for now. How much experience is that going to give? 46,000. Okay. Just because I want to wait to start Heaven's Ward on the next time I start streaming. God, that was a lot of cutscenes. Okay. Actually, I'm kind of curious how that plays out. If I don't... Would it be weird to just go back to Ul'dah where we're basically wanted criminals? Because I have to for Thermitage. Alright, so since I'm saving Heaven's Word for next time, I want to just work on leveling some other things up for the rest of the stream, and then I'm probably going to call it. What else do I still have to do? Oh yeah, I still have to do a lot of the report to the mysterious individual. Okay, so that's the start of Coils of Bahamut, I believe. And those are the extreme fights of the primals I haven't done yet, because getting those going are a pain in the ass. Your burgeoning power strains against the confines of your untried mortal shell. Another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the teachings found within Thermitage, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned Thermitage Zozomaya. My brothers who have not once tasted the bitter drought of defeat will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. Much shall you learn from the threats from which a practitioner of our art must contend. The first chapter, the threat of intimacy, falls within Kokobaigo's purview. It's only fitting that one so averse to being approached should teach you the wisdom to be uncovered therein. Let's see, there's a Crystal Brave in Mordona you can talk to at this point in the story, I think which is silly. Yes, Lions, I've been expecting you. Allow me to read to you the pertinent passages from the opening chapter of Zuzumaya's Guide. The threat of intimacy. Ah, how magnificent the potent power we yield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear. But the burry warrior waxes fearsome with each closing step. Fist shatter bone, blade slice through flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know you this threat and stand you apart from such men. That last part makes me so queasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Apart from the agony of being hit or stabbed or worse, you'll have a devil of a time completing an incantation when the enemy's flailing his weapons at your person. Thus the wise Thermitage always strikes from afar. The further the better. Now let's proceed to your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for the vulture to swoop in to feed. Then when you ambush the nasty creature from a barrage of deadly spells, once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to retrieve a generous slice of vulture meat for Fafafono. He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop so long as we're properly compensated. Yes, Lions, you will pay him in sorcerily blasted bird flesh. Let's see. Let's check out Mordona real quick, just to see. Because I have to imagine there's a couple Crystal Blades who are still on our side, right? You, easy now, friend. I'll not raise the alarm, but I'm fool enough to believe the rumors. That said, I cannot well let you pass. Orders are orders. Oh, this guy? You've some nerve showing your face here, traitor. I ought to hell you in for your crimes, and I would, except you doubtless put up a fight, and I've been ordered not to bring conflict into town. Our priority is to protecting the people, and we cannot risk innocent bystanders getting hurt. So I were to find you anywhere else, though, you'll not find me so lenient. Consider yourself warned. So, think the fact that nobody really wants to mess with us. Though that also makes me curious what it's like if I went over to, what's it called? The Rising Stones real quick. I'm not Rising Stones, Waking Sands. Really, they wouldn't close that off, because, I mean, if I have to go turn in the stuff for, Extreme Primals, that can't be locked off. No, we can still go in here. Okay, cool. You know what, since we're here, might as well knock this out. What do we got? Deals lightning damage with a potency of 30, but it's a... okay, so it's a dot. Just gonna keep an eye out for anything else I have to kill in my hunting log. So I could use the experience. You done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough up the feed in. There you go. There's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with a wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, Dermitage. Did you say Dermitage? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Ah, Master Alchemist, what brings you to our bazaar this fine evening? This gentleman here just slew himself a plump vulture. You'd be surprised how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon, and that's not the sort of flesh I'd have taste for, you understand. My brothers, not again. Okay, so let's go turn that in real quick. Honestly, I think the only thing I still have left to do is all of the quests that are in La Sencia. I haven't touched those yet, so maybe I can start knocking some of those out. Oh, gotta kill these guys first. Okay, so the rest of them are in Central. Hammerly is the only one just over here, so I'll hit that up real quick, just because they are right here. Where could they be? Here we are for some reason. What parting is that? Oh, every once in a while I see like a mount or something that I really want.
Find the one with the dragon and the phoenix?
No, I haven't found that one yet. I want it though. That might be a Stormblood thing. Hello there. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. Not too bad. Just wrapped up the story quest for Realm Reborn, so next time I stream I'm going to start doing the Heavensward stuff. Ah, welcome back, Alliance. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It truly is the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by a heinous injury. It's one of the easier trials if you ask me. Keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of your arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me at distant duelists distressed by my deadly downpour. We Thermitages excel at offense but fail miserably at defense. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honors for knights and dead mages. Yes, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. Wouldn't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerous destruction. So it's true, Buki. Don't try to hide from me, Boigo, or you, Bonnie, or Bezzy, or Boha. Kokobusi, what are you doing here? You promised. You promised what you would teach me next. Well, yes, of course we did, Busi, but Lions here was most insistent. And once again you brushed me aside in the hope that I abandoned my heart's desire. Why do you deny me? I hate you all of you. Yeah, it took me long enough. I've been playing since October. I'm only now getting to the end of Realm Reborn. It's still pretty bad. I don't know, it's okay content, but God. Those quests, that is just, it takes a long time. But please, Busi, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. You know how delicate Boigo is. Boigo. Still butchering names. That was Kukubusi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a Thermitage like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The Poi Boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist's Guild, but he yet yearns to walk the path of Thermitage. Such is Kokobusi's determination that he spends all waking moments experimenting with alchemic concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young Thermitage. I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. Oh yeah, that's kind of what I did. I've played this game for a few years now, and I wanted to get with a fresh character, and kind of get through all the content before I went and bought Endwalker. And I've just been taking my time and doing things. It wasn't that bad, to be honest. Like I said, I've been playing since with this character since October, and it could have been worse. In fact, there was a lot of times where I'm like, wait, I remember doing more quests than this. Okay, so we're done with that. Let's go to the Adventurers Guild. I want to work on getting this guy to about 16, because I think that's what leveling is. Yeah, it needs to be 16. And then I will go over to La Sencia. Doing the Paladin quest? Nice. I just got that to 50. Oh, actually, that's a good way to do it, too. Go ahead and fill this out. Kind of want to unlock everything from Realm Reborn before going on Age of Heavensward. I mean, that is a thing to do. I still have... That's kind of what I have right now, is I've gotten most of the stuff done. I've completed all the quests that are in Danaland and the Black Brush, and pretty much the end zones. The only thing I still have left is like quests in La Nacia. The only thing I probably wouldn't do is the coils of Bahamut. I just don't even attempt trying to do extreme fights. Thank you very much. I don't even want to try the extreme fights because I know those are going to be a pain in the ass to kind of queue up for. Maybe I could do Party Finder. Nah, no one's even doing them. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I love the lore of coils. Honestly, I kind of want to have it mandatory because there is quite a bit there that's like really good. But at the same time, I remember doing coils back when it was just a Realm Reborn. They were not fun. I could see it turning a lot of people away if they had to do that content, because the fights are a bit tricky if you're not being carried through. What am I looking for next? I'm looking for Spriggans, which I believe... I know Kikarins are over here. Alright, sounds good. I appreciate it. I'm not going to be streaming for too much longer anyway. Always nice to meet other people who are fans of Final Fantasy XIV and talk shop with. Got Sunbats. Where are those guys? I'm not sure where the... There's one bat. Okay, so there's a couple of them there. Oh, I know where they're at. They're probably going to be over in the ruin area. Have fun leveling Paladin. And then the last place I'll look should be over here. Okay, now we got sleep. Puts target and all nearby enemies to sleep for 30 seconds. Okay, fine. I don't see myself using that too often unless I get into some trouble. And we just gotta go back to Ulda. Get our next class quest. And we gotta figure out how to get this guy to 16. Actually, I might just do the class quest and call it there. A couple hours is long enough. Yes, Lions, yes. The aura of power surrounding you is palpable, and the glare begins to blind my Dermitage's eye. You listen to today's show with Kukubani. Go to him and hear from the chapter entitled The Threat of Paucity. So Lions, you've come to learn at the foot of the third eldest brother, have you? I promise you, your education shall not be third-rate. Let us read from the second chapter, shall we? Are you settled? No long-lasting trips to the privy. Very well. The threat of paucity. On how magnificent the ruthless power we yield. Flame devours, ice entombs, and lightning courses through the stricken bodies of our foes. But oh, such desperation when the wellspring runs dry. Flame splutters out, ice melts into slush, lightning sparks no longer. Know you this threat and mind your limits of your mortal vessel. A terrifying thought, isn't it? The Dermitage who has exhausted his arcane reservoirs is not but a man with a stick and a funny hat. For we mages, you may well equate the etheric energies flowing through our veins with our very lifeblood. Should a battle find us lacking in this precious resource, you are as good as dead. Controlling the expenditure of your power requires the understanding of etheric balance. The scales can tip in one of two directions, astrally or umbrally. When your mind and spirit leaned in the umbral direction, the Dermitage is afflicted a state known as umbral ice. The potency of your spells is diminished, but they require less energy to invoke. On the other hand, Dermitages in astral fire state will find potency of incantations enhanced, but at a greater cost to his etheric stamina. Now with the concepts of etheric balance and efficient casting foremost in your mind, I bid you go forth and slay 8 Fs. Pray you do your best to stay alive. It reflects badly on when the mauled corpses of our pupils return to the ossuary. Okay, so where are these guys? These guys should also be in Central. Yeah, let's just teleport. We got enough money. Misclick. we just need 2 more. Okay, let's get this turned in, and that'll be it for tonight. Yo, how's it going? You arrived before me upright and breathing. Wonderful. It's so much simpler to pose questions to a student without having to resort to necromantic divination. Tell me, Lions, what action would you take if you found your dermatological endurance exhausted in the midst of battle? Brandish my scepter as a club. Yes, the scepter is certainly a lethal instrument of death. Your death, you valorous fool. Remember the first chapter. We do not close distance with our enemies. And we certainly do not hit them with our finely crafted tools of thaumaturgy. Pray consider replenishing your energies with the vial of ether before humiliating yourself in melee combat. Ether, the draught of the gods. We thaumaturgists, indeed, any who practice the art of arcane manipulation, value this substance above all others. Thus, it was in unbridled fury that we received the most recent report of beastman activity. It seems an Amalja raiding party has attacked a caravan on the trader route and made off with an entire crate of precious ether. This time has come for you to put your new knowledge to the test. Annihilate the Amalja bandits and retrieve the cargo of ether-filled vials. According to the report, their armored war transport was last spotted to the south of Drybone. And I believe Kukubuki has an additional request. While you are busy incinerating Amalja, be sure to collect some samples of their blood, assuming you can draw any from their smoking remains. Okay, so we gotta go to Drybone. So go do that real quick. I thought that was gonna be the end of it, but never mind. Not too bad. Just finished up the end of Heavensward story, so I'm actually going to be calling the stream here shortly because I've already been going for about 2 hours. And then next time I stream, we'll get started on that. Well, maybe not the next time I stream. At least next weekend, when I have some time. Alright, let's see what's here. Just 2 of you. Easy enough. And we're already done. Just for right now. I figured I'd just end a the stream doing some of my other stuff. I've been leveling up everything pretty much. So far I've got Paladin up to 50, Wide Mage up to 50, Dragoon, working on Pugilist right now. So we're gonna get to all of them eventually. I haven't even got my favorite class. My first character I ever worked on, I did Warrior. I'll have to get back into that again. Do I detect a scent of ether? I trust the stench is Mulja blood. Oh, 10 vials, 20, 30. The sight of so much ether is very much comforting. What have we here, Kokobani? Is this crate that was stolen? I see Lion's lesson has had the desired effect. I assume the vile viscous liquid you have there is the beastman's blood. Kokobusi, you should be pleased. Kokobuki, you left word for me at the oscillary, to visit the oscillary. Have you finally decided to begin my training in thermatology? Oh, Kokobusi, good of you to come. Lions was kind enough to obtain a supply of Amalja blood for you. An alchemist acquaintance of mine explained how you've been using the substance in your research to create a mana-amplifying elixir. Naturally, we're most interested in the results of such experiments. So you see, Busi, your work as an alchemist already puts you in a position to work alongside us. You need to become a thermatage to be part of our family. That's right, Busi. Besides, the battlefield is a dangerous place, and our skills are not exactly suited to keeping others safe from harm. I see. This is but another attempt to dissuade me from pursuing my true calling. I do not want to cheer you on from the safety of my workbench. I want to fight by your side. Busi, we just cannot stand the thought of you being harmed. Pray not do anything foolish. I do apologize, brother. I sometimes forget how difficult it must be not having a natural aptitude for the arcane arts. As I mentioned before, Lions, Kokobusi is dangerously unsuited to the wielding of thermatology. Even with proper training, he would be unable to cast magics as we can. Were he to attempt to force a manifestation of power, the strain on his etheric reserves would likely kill him. But let's not dwell on this unpleasant circumstance, for you, on the other hand, are brimming with thaumaturgic potential. Remain diligent in your studies and do not cease in your efforts to expand your wellspring of power. You're a Black Mage main? Nice. I gotta be honest, I haven't played Black Mage that much to say I like it or not. It doesn't seem like a bad class. I just can't stand standing still. I like moving around way too much. Alright. Like I said, I'm gonna call it there. Whenever I next play, we'll start, I've got a couple of things I still need to do. I'm working on Beast Tribes, so that's gonna get finished up. Kobolds will be done, and we can just focus on Shahagin. And then I'm gonna start working my way into Heavensward. Thanks for stopping in and having a small chat. Always appreciate some people to do that. It's always nice talking to other Final Fantasy fans. But until next time, I'm going to call it there and head off to bed because I'm tired.